Welcome back to the Sawyer Center, ladies and gentlemen. Luke McConnell here alongside Reed Rollins for Game 2 of our doubleheader this afternoon between the Southern Nazarene Crimson Storm and the Ouachita Baptist Tigers. Reed, a terrific close to that one for the women, but we now turn our attention to the men, and SNU one step forward, one step back as far as health goes. It looks like Mo Wilson out there getting loose, so he did not play on Thursday night against Henderson State, but Carlin Kenner came up lame on Thursday night early in the second half. He is out for today's game. But Reed, a huge win on Thursday for the Crimson Storm against the Reddies, and they look to continue the momentum today against a very feisty Ouachita Baptist team.
Yeah, huge win against Henderson State. They really needed that here coming back at home, and Henderson State is a great defensive team. They did just enough to get a win there, and they're looking to build momentum against Ouachita here today.
Last time these two met, back on January 2nd in Arkadelphia, it was Ouachita Baptist coming out with the 84-78 win over the Crimson Storm. SNU 43% from the field. Ouachita Baptist shot 55% and outscored SNU 38-22 in the paint. A lot of that came by the Tigers scoring on their last 16 possessions to close that game. And in a 6-point game, obviously, any stop would have been nice for the Crimson Storm. But SNU comes in having gotten the win on Thursday, 71-67 over Henderson State. They held the Reddies 18 points below their season average, which was 85. And they kind of got bullied a little bit on the boards, Reed, and that is something that they are going to have to do a little bit better at today if they hope to come away with a win.
Yeah, they did get beat on the boards last game, and it's going to be a big emphasis on Nick Davis, I think. You'd like to see him kind of control the paint and make it tough for opposing teams to get offensive rebounds.
Ouachita coming in having lost 6 of their last 8, but have won 2 of the last 4. And including Thursday night's 64-62 win in Shawnee against Oklahoma Baptist, a very impressive win for the Tigers. They come in 8-10, 5-8 in conference play. SNU comes in 15-6 and 9-4 in conference. They've won 6 of their last 7. And Reed, defense was a big key on Thursday night as well for the Crimson Storm as they forced 21 turnovers, their most since November 21st, and it was also their 4th time to get 10 or more steals in a game.
Yeah, that was a huge deal for SNU when maybe your defense isn't clicking, you're giving up easy shots. You want to find a way to turn the other team over and get them out of their rhythm, and if they can do that tonight, that'll be a great step for them.
So the Crimson Storm looking to potentially move into a tie for first place today. Coming into today, they're tied for second with Henderson State at 9-4. Southeastern hosting Arkansas Tech. And the Savage Storm a game ahead at 10-3. So it could be a close game there for the Savage Storm against the Wonder Boys. So we'll keep an eye on that as well as all the games across the conference here today. And we will turn it over to PA announcer Mark Brown for a special presentation. And again, a very special moment here on Thursday night as Jonathan Dunn became the program's all-time leading scorer, and it was a cool moment to witness Reed, and just really been cool to see all the accomplishment that Jonathan's been able to rack up over the course of the season.
Yeah, just not a lot of chances you get to see a player like Jonathan Dunn, and we are fortunate to be able to watch him week in and week out, and he's just a really special player, and what an unbelievable accomplishment for him.
Running through the starting lineups here, first for the visiting Ouachita Baptist Tigers. First up, number 3, senior guard Eric Brown, 6.3 points per game, 3.2 rebounds per game. Number 11, senior guard Allie Freeman, 11.2 points per game and 43% shooting from three-point range. He's also a star wide receiver on the football team, 95 catches this year for 946 yards. Number 12, senior guard Trey Harris, 11.7 points per game, 2.6 rebounds per game. He's averaging 17.3 the last 4 games. Number 23, senior forward Isaiah Harper, 2.9 points per game and 2.2 rebounds per game. And number 25, freshman forward Leon Kalinich, 33.6 points per game and 1.8 rebounds per game. For the Crimson Storm, it's a hodgepodge lineup today for the Crimson Storm, with dealing with injuries to several players. It also looks like Ashton Charles will be out with his left leg injury. First up, senior guard Micah Spade. He wears number 3, scores 18.7 points per game and is 5th in the conference in assists at 5.2 per game. Number 10, freshman forward Mike Bauer, had 6 points, 8 rebounds against Henderson State in 30 minutes, his most since 33 minutes in the second game of the year against Minnesota Duluth. Number 21, Nick Davis, 2.7 points per game, 3 rebounds per game, had 6 points and 2 rebounds versus Henderson State. His 6 points were a season high. Number 22, Tyler Williams, senior transfer from Arkansas Fort Smith, 9 points per game and shoots 52% from 3. He had 25 points on 8 of 9 shooting, 5 of those 3-pointers on Thursday against Henderson State. Just a tremendous game from Williams. And number 25, Jonathan Dunn, a senior guard from San Antonio, 27 points per game, 5.6 rebounds per game. He shoots 45.7% from three-point range. So Reed, a different look for SNU, and like Coach Bohach mentioned in the pregame discussion that we heard at halftime of the women's game, you know, sometimes these situations allow you to find some new lineups. Sometimes they, are just survival mode. And right now, it's all about the Crimson Storm being able to get through these injuries to Ashton Charles and Carlin Kenner at this point. So we will see how things fare today. Obviously, the 2 freshman bigs, Nick Davis and Mike Bauer, held their own pretty well as the game went along. Got bullied a little bit by Raekwon Rogers there in the first half, but ended up doing pretty well for themselves over the course of the game.
Yeah, their main focus should be about defense and rebounding. They can let they can let the scoring go to their 3 guards, but what they need to focus on is boxing out, playing solid defense, and limiting foul trouble.
Nick Davis and Leon Kalinich set to jump in the center circle. Tigers in their road black, purple numbers, lettering, and trim, with a little bit of silver down the side as well. Allie Freeman tracks down the loose ball in the backcourt, and we're underway. SNU in the home whites, crimson numbers and lettering and trim. SNU across the front. Ouachita across the front for the Tigers. Harper hits it to Harris, dumps it down low to Kalinich. In the corner, Brown works across on Williams. Harris got Dunn to fly by. Kick back out. Brown, wide open three-pointer on the way, is no good. Rebound fought for, controlled by Freeman in the corners. Harper knocked it away from Bauer. Fresh 20 for the Tigers. And Brown called for carry. That'll be the first turnover early for Ouachita. SNU got off to a good start against the Tigers and led for most of that game. But again, Matt Stanley, their big man in the middle, went out with a knee injury, and he's out for the season. And that forced the Tigers to go small. Dunn gets Brown to fly by. Now sends it back up top to Micah Spate with 13 on the shot clock. A lot of three-point threats on this lineup right now. Mike Bauer will pull the trigger for three. He missed it, and Kalinic a good box out on Davis. Harris quickly up ahead. Freeman behind the Kalinic pick. And an offensive foul is going to be the call down low. It's going to be on Brown. So Brown with a carry and an offensive foul right out of the gate. Spate will bring it up against Freeman. SNU weaves up top, and Spate gets switched on to Harper. Mismatch there, and he blows right by him and Kalinic all the way to the basket. Missed the layup, but Bauer is there for the tip-in. Spate couldn't get the left-hander to go, but Mike Bauer, Johnny on the spot, gets it to go. And SNU leads 2-0. Nearly 2 minutes gone by here in the first half. Harper on the baseline, backing down, tried to send it across to Freeman. Spate intercepts it. Spate with Freeman right in his hip all the way in. He lays it in, and he... Probably a good thing for SNU that today is Saturday and not Thursday in regards to Spate needing some time to get rested up. Harper dumps it down low to Kalinic over the top. So he got a good seal inside on Davis. He's fouled on the shot. Foul's going to be on Davis, his first. Kalinic missed the first free throw. One more coming for the freshman from Croatia. And he knocks that one down. 4-1 SNU leads. 2 minutes, 15 seconds gone by here in the first half. These two teams always seem to tussle in a tight affair. You look back on the history, Reed, and there are no blowouts between these two teams.
Yeah, they always seem to play tough games when they come together, and that's what makes it so exciting here today.
Williams underneath, hits the cutting Bauer. Tries to go up, but Harper tied him up. It'll be SNU basketball with 8 on the shot clock. Nice drive and dish by Williams, and a good dive from Bauer. But nice job by Harper reaching over and tying up the big fella. So Spate inbounding on the baseline. Hits Williams. Blows by Brown. And he's flattened by Kalinic, but pass deflects off of Williams out of bounds. So it'll be Ouachita basketball. Tigers just one field goal to start this game. They've got 3 turnovers as well. Freeman on the left wing, guarded by Spate. And Reed will have you break down your fellow wide receivers' NFL draft prospects later. Harper on the baseline, kick out Freeman in the corner, fires up a three-pointer and knocks it down. Freeman has had a terrific season of late, averaging 14.9 points per game in his last 10. He scored in double figures 8 times. Jonathan Dunn, step back three-pointer to answer, and you know he can. Jonathan Dunn's first shot finds the bottom of the net, and SNU back on top 7-4. Brown is called for carrying again. Second time today that Brown's been busted for that particular call. Now 4 turnovers on the Tigers, 3 of those courtesy of Brown. Williams, right wing, gives it to Dunn up top. Brown right in his hip pocket. Dunn goes away from the screen, creates some space. Deep 3 on the way. It's well off the mark, no good. Bauer and Harper fight for it, and it goes off of Bauer's shoe out of bounds to the Tigers. Reed, you obviously have played against Allie Freeman the past few years. What makes him a special talent on the football field?
His speed is really something special, and if you can't tell already, versatility is also another huge deal with him, as not only does he play multiple sports, but he was used in a variety of ways on the football field.
Harper tried to bounce it over to Kalinich, but traveled in the process. That's now 5 turnovers on the Tigers here in the first 4 minutes, and that brings us to our first stoppage as well. 7-4 SNU with the lead, 15:48 to go in the first half. We'll be right back after this on the SNU Video and Radio Networks. Welcome back. SNU leading 7-4, 15:45 to go here in the first half. Luke McConnell alongside Reed Roloffs here at the Sawyer Center. SNU looking for their 10th straight home win today against the Tigers of Ouachita Baptist. Spate looking okay after getting banged up on that drive. Missed the three-pointer short, but Harris comes away with the rebound. Freeman, top of the key, lets it fly for 3. That one's short as well. Dunn in amongst the trees, and rebound goes out of bounds off Isaiah Harper. And he'll check out Kendarius Smith into the game for the first time. Manny Dixon in for SNU as Tyler Williams takes a quick breather. Again, SNU without freshman Carlin Kenner and junior Ashton Charles today. Charles gutted out 11 minutes. Most of those in the first half on Thursday. Just unable to go today with that left leg injury he sustained against Arkansas Monticello last week. Dunn off the glass is no good. Dixon high for the rebound, and he gets it to roll in. Manny Dixon crashing the offensive glass with a well-timed leap. And SNU leads by 5. 14:38 to go in the first period. Brown on the left wing. He's going to have to do it himself. Get some help from Smith with 12 on the shot clock. Harris runs into traffic, just throws it up at the backboard. Smith nearly had it, but Dunn comes away with it. Excellent defense by the Crimson Storm. They have considerable size advantage as Spade bounce pass to Davis, and he throws it down with 2 hands. Beautiful look from Spade and a beautiful finish from Nick Davis. Had a couple of those on Thursday night as part of his 6 points. SNU now leads 11-4. 13:50 to go first half. Smith blows by Bauer. Goes up strong with it, but Davis, a good job staying vertical on the baseline. Forces the miss, and Dunn will bring it up against Harris. Harris poked it away. Dunn retrieved off a fortunate kick. Drifts to the baseline, and he's called for carrying. That's 3 of the rare carrying calls made in this game. But to be frank, they have been pretty obvious carrying calls, as that one was one of them.
You could go 20 games without seeing a carry, and we've already got 3 here tonight. That's how you know it's going to be a special game.
Kyle Wright checking in for the first time today for Kalinich. Wright, 7 points, 6 rebounds against OBU on Thursday in 22 minutes. Those 6 rebounds tied a season high. He gets the roll from Freeman, but nice help defense by Bauer. Working against Brady Mulkey, who's into the game for the first time. And Wright gets the right-hand hook shot to fall home over the senior Mulkey. 11-6, 7 minutes gone by. SNU with the lead. Bauer working on Kendarius Smith and draws the foul. Good dribble drive there from the freshman Bauer. You heard in the post game on Thursday, Reed, Coach Bohach praising Bauer for starting to really get what the coaches are starting to ask him to do. And it's starting to show a little bit on the court as well.
Yeah, when you're coming in a new system as a freshman, there's always usually a learning curve. And once you get over that hump, you see a lot of improvement. That's exactly what we've seen from Bauer.
Jacob Street and Morris Talbert in the game for Ouachita. Driving kick. Dixon's three is no good. Bauer high for the offensive rebound. Sends it back up top. Dixon there. Spate, he'll try a left wing three. It's short. Dixon there, another offensive rebound. Missed the shot wide. Rebound fought for. It goes out of bounds off of Talbert. And it will stay here with the Crimson Storm. SNU all over the offensive glass here today. And Manny Dixon already with three. Dunn retrieves the inbounds pass. Guarded by Talbert. Now Spate. Gets in the lane. Bounce pass on the lane, and Dixon with the one-hand throwdown. Manny Dixon coming to play today with Carlin Kenner out of the lineup. SNU needs him to step up, and he has done so in a big way thus far. Street left wing, now right. Street shut down and picked up his dribble. Now right wing Talbert. Talbert torched SNU in Arkadelphia. 23 points on 8 of 10 shooting. Smith blows by Spate. Lost the basketball out of bounds. It's a shot clock violation. Great defense from SNU there. And they'll take a 13-6 lead into this official timeout. 11:47 to go first half. We'll be right back after this here on the Crossover Radio Sports Network and the SNU Video Network. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. SNU leading 13-6 over Ouachita Baptist. Luke McConnell alongside Reed Roloffs here with you on the call. And Reed, 5 offensive rebounds already for the Crimson Storm and 6 second chance points.
Yeah, what a start from Manny Dixon coming off the bench and really providing a spark for SNU, not only on the offensive glass, but offensively as well.
Tyler Williams back in the game. Jonathan Dunn taking an early breather. This is the first time Jonathan Dunn has taken an in-game break in 4 games. Williams harassed. Retrieves the basketball. Nearly was an over and back, but somehow wasn't. 10 on the shot clock. Lorenz Nero into the game for the first time for the Tigers. Spate in the corner. Bauer has to float it up as the shot clock's expiring, and a foul called on Ouachita from behind. It's going to be on Kyle Wright. He can't believe it. Coach Dennis Nutt can't believe it. So Mike Bauer at the foul line for 2 free throws. 72.7% this season. Missed the first. And one more coming from the freshman, native of the Netherlands. Averaging 2 points a game and 3 rebounds per game. He goes 1 for 2. And it's 14-6 SNU, 11:15 to go first half. Nero hands off to Talbert. Gets it back. Now Smith. Street with it. And a small lineup out there for Tigers. 20-foot jumper from Smith is off the mark, no good. Williams has the rebound. No one over 6'3" out there right now besides Kyle Wright at 6'5". Excuse me, Street is also listed at 6'5". Nero hounding Bauer from behind and picks up the foul. That's his first and the 5th team foul already on the Tigers. With 10:42 to go in the half, Jonathan Dunn returns and Micah Spate will take a seat. And early breaks for Dunn and Spate. They've played every minute the past 3 games. And as the season goes along, definitely want to get them as many breaks as possible. Dunn, top of the key. Mulkey slips the screen there. Now in the corner, Dixon, 5 on the shot clock. Dixon rises, missed the shot long. Street has the rebound. Up ahead, Kendarius Smith, all the way to the basket, and he throws it down with 2 hands. And the foul is going to be called on Manny Dixon for a shot to the head. Dixon, jaw on the floor, can't believe it. That'll be the first on Dixon. 2nd team foul on the Storm. And Kendarius Smith to the line for a free throw to complete the old-fashioned 3-point play here. Rattles that one in. The lead is 5 for the Crimson Storm at 14-9. Dunn blows by Talbert. Shut off there. Ouachita wanted to travel, didn't get it. Williams behind the Mulkey pick. He'll drive in. Shot's blocked by Nero, and Smith comes away with it. 4-on-2 break for the Tigers. Good job getting back by the Storm there, and Nero will bring it back out up top. Talbert trying to post up right, denied by Bauer there. Street behind the Smith pick. Now Talbert driving baseline on Bauer. And he gets the floater to go over Mike Bauer. Good move by Morris Talbert. The lead down to 3 for SNU. One of their last 6 from the field. Williams gets it back from Mulkey. It goes behind the Mulkey pick. Drives all the way to the basket. Blocked but fouled as 3 Tigers converged on Tyler Williams. They're going to get Kyle Wright. It's going to be his 2nd, 6th team foul on the Tigers.
Yeah, nice job going up strong. There's 3 defenders in front of him, and he really challenged them to go up straight up, and they didn't, and he goes to the line for 2.
Williams, 78.6% this season. Knocks down the first. 11 of 14 coming into the game. Spate returns for Mike Bauer. So SNU countering by going fairly small themselves. Mulkey at 6'7" is the biggest guy out there, but a little bit longer and lankier than Ouachita's small lineup. Is Dunn at 6'4" and Dixon at 6'5". Street behind the Smith pick. Now Talbert in front of the SNU bench. Wright now swings it over to Nero. Street wide open right wing for 3. Rattles in and out, no good. Dunn has the rebound. Good look from Street, but just a 28% 3-point shooter this season. Mulkey gives it back to Dunn on the left wing. Step back long 2 is going to be short, and Nero has the miss, and he's coming the other way quickly. Talbert on the right wing goes behind the right pick. Gets in the paint, kicks it out to Nero. It is deflected by Spate, but unable to get it. Smith, shut down by Dixon. Now goes the other way. Spins on Dixon and gets the right-hand hook to go in the paint. Good move by Kendarius Smith. Pass knocked away from Spate by Nero, who was all over Micah Spate in front of the SNU bench. Both coaches displeased. Dennis Nutt thought it went out on Spate. Adam Bohach looking for a foul. Mulkey checks out. Nick Davis back in. Spate with a nice move and comes quickly the other way. Kick corner Williams. He'll rise and fire for three. In and out. No good. Wright with the rebound. Tigers down 3. 16-13 our score. Smith blocked by Spate, but a foul. It's going to go on Micah Spate. That'll be his first. Third team foul on the Storm, and we'll be back after a timeout. 7:51 to go here in the first half. It's 16-13 SNU. This is SNU basketball. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. SNU holding a slim 16-13 lead with 7:51 to go in the first half. Reed, like we talked about, it's going to be a tight tussle today. SNU just 33% from the field. 18 attempts thus far, courtesy of 5 offensive rebounds, which have resulted in 6 second chance points. Tigers 5 for 11 from the field, but also have 6 turnovers here in the first half. So Kendarius Smith at the line for 2 free throws after the foul on Micah Spate. First one is good. Ouachita, very good free throw shooting team. Tops in the conference this year, 78.4%. Smith, top 10 at 83% individually. He goes 2 for 2. And it's a 1-point game, 16-15. SNU, one of their last 8 from the field. And it's a 9-2 run for the Tigers. Spate, extended right wing on the NCAA logo. Moves back to the middle of the court. And a foul coming up. It's going to be on Morris Talbert. 17th foul, so it'll send Mike Bauer to the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity. Players on both sides there thought the foul was on the other team, so you had Nick Davis clapping and Talbert clapping, so that was kind of funny. Bauer in and out on the first free throw. Jonathan Dunn high for the rebound. Got inside of Smith. He takes Smith baseline, shut off, triple team, missed the shot, but he'll go to the line for free throws. Fouls on Kyle Wright. That's his 3rd here in the first half. 8th team foul. Dunn 4th in the conference this year, 84.5% from the foul line. Went just 3 for 6 on Thursday, but he splashes the first one home. Kalinic back in the game for Wright. Second free throw is pure from Dunn, and SNU leads by 3 again, 18-15. Crimson Storm just 1 of 7 from three-point range so far. Nero, right wing. Now Talbert in front of the SNU bench. Goes behind the Kalinic pick. Good help and recovery by Davis. Talbert drives, spins, lost the ball. Spate diving for it. It's going to stay with the Tigers. Spate already came up a little hobbled on a foul after a made basket earlier. Went sprawling into his own bench there. 5 on the shot clock. Nero pulls up for a deep 3. Missed it long. Tyler Williams the rebound. And they'll hand to Micah Spate, and Spate will jog it up across the timeline. Starting backcourt for the Tigers, set to check back in next dead ball. And Bauer with a little skip and a hop gets called for traveling before the handoff to Williams. So Talbert, Street, and Nero check out. Freeman, Brown, and Harris back in. .6:40 to play first half. Tight contest here, 18-15 Crimson Storm lead the Tigers. Brown dumps it down to Kalinic. Freshman on freshman here against Davis. Backs him in, tries to finish with the right hand, missed the shot, and Kalinic over the back. That will be the first on Kalinic, and it'll send Davis to the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity on the other end, as that's the 9th team foul for the Tigers. Just 3 on the Crimson Storm thus far.
That's exactly what you want to see from Davis. You want to see him wall up and put his hands straight up, and he's going to be likely the tallest player on the court for either team, so you don't want him in foul trouble.
Davis listed at 6'9", 210, also has a pair of long arms to go with it. First free throw is off the mark, tipped out of bounds by the Tigers. And the official out top overrules the baseline official. So it'll be Ouachita basketball. SNU 5 for 9 from the foul line thus far. Tigers 4 for 5. Just a single three-pointer either way. Now a foul underneath going on Kalinic on the moving screen. That'll send Jonathan Dunn to the line for 2 free throws. Nope, no, it will not. It'll be a player-controlled foul on the offensive end, so it will not be free throws for Jonathan Dunn. Either way, 2 free throws the rest of the half for the Crimson Storm, as that was the 10th team foul. Second foul on Kalinic. Spate on the NCAA logo, goes away from the Bauer pick, over to the left wing. Backdoor lob for Dunn, and he puts it in over Kalinic, and the foul! Dunn goes down, but quickly back up. Be the 3rd on Kalinic. And the foul prevented a highlight reel dunk right there, Reed.
Sheesh, what a play by Dunn, what a finish through contact, and that was an athletic play.
Grant Jones into the game for the first time, not only today, first time he's played since January 11th. Dunn at the line to complete the three-point play, and he does. So 21-15, SNU leads, 5:50 to go here in the first half. Brown around the corner, gives it back out to Smith on the left wing. He dumps it down low to Jones. Jones going to work on Davis. Right-hand hook is good off the glass. And the foul is going to come on Nick Davis, reaching out with those long arms. Did not stay vertical on that one. Made a second foul on Davis, and Dixon will check back in for him. And more teachable moments here for the freshman big man. But the progress he's already made this season, he's going to be a good one. Jones finishes off the three-point play there to respond to Dunn's, and the lead back to 3, 21-18. Spate uses the Bauer pick. Now Bauer rescreens. Dixon traveled before he put the ball on the floor to go by Smith. Their 4th turnover for the Crimson Storm. Tigers sitting on 7, but had 5 in the first 4 minutes. Certainly an improvement there. Freeman nearly double dribbled coming up the court there. Now he has it in front of the SNU bench. Brown with it right wing. Give it to Smith up top, working on Manny Dixon. Uses the screen from Jones. Drives to the basket, and a foul on the outside. Going to get Dixon with the hand check. That'll be his second. So Brady Mulkey checking in for Dixon. So Davis and Dixon each with 2 fouls. And a thin SNU bunch dealing with a little bit of trouble in the front court foul-wise. Freeman gets free, top of the key, rises and fires for 3, and we're tied at 21. Allie Freeman doesn't need a lot of space. And that's his second 3-pointer of the ball game. Williams, right wing, guarded by Harris. Trying to get it to Dunn, instead gives it to Mulkey. Mulkey dribble handoff to Spate. With the pump fake, drives into Brown, missed the shot, but he'll go to the line for free throws. Second foul on Eric Brown. Spate got him just enough off balance on the pump fake to drive right by him to the basket. Spate 0 for 1 at the foul line today. Missed that one very short. And one more coming. Spate goes 1 for 2, and SNU back on top by 1, 22-21. Smith, right wing, working on Mike Bauer. Can't get it into Jones, now sends it up to Harris. Brown, left wing in front of the SNU bench. Goes around the Smith pick, now gives it back to Smith. He'll rise and fire from 3 for there. Back iron, no good. Williams the miss. Williams up ahead. Mulkey tripped. Spate, acrobatic layups no good. Williams has the rebound. And SNU maintaining possession here. Dunn steps into a deep 3 and splashes it home. Second 3-pointer of the game for Jonathan Dunn. He's got 11, and the lead is 4 for SNU. Freeman gets it to Jones. He'll fire for 3 to answer. That's an air ball. And Dunn will bring it up himself across the timeline. Dunn behind the Mulkey pick, wide open top of the key, and he got another one. Timeout, Dennis Nutt claiming a moving screen there on Mulkey. There'll be a full timeout. And with 3:12 to go in the first half, SNU back up by 7, 28-21. We'll be back right after this here on Crossover Radio Sports and the SNU Video Network. Welcome back to Bethany. SNU up 28-21 coming out of the timeout with 3:12 to go here in the first half. And Reed, SNU taking control a little bit. Got it. Score was tied for a moment, but SNU able to wrest away control from the Tigers for the time being. 3 of 9 from three-point range, all of those coming from Jonathan Dunn, who's got 14 points.
I was just about to say maybe a little bit of a quieter game for Jonathan Dunn, and in the last 30 seconds he's proved me wrong, so he's right back where he usually is.
Isaiah Harper back in for the Tigers out of the timeout. And he joins Jones, Freeman, Harris, and Brown. Freeman trying to go baseline. Now Harper drives in. Kicks it out to Jones. Has it ripped away by Williams. 3-on-1 break. Williams running to the wing. Three-pointer on the way. Short. And Jones has the miss. Good look from Williams. Good feed from Spate. Everything but the finish there on that fast break for the Crimson Storm. Harris turns the corner on Bauer. Missed the shot, but he will go to the line for free throws. That one's going on Mike Bauer. That's his first, just the 16 foul on the Crimson Storm. And the Crimson Storm without Carlin Kenner and Ashton Charles today. And Mo Wilson went through warm-ups and is on the bench in uniform, but has not appeared in the game yet. Perhaps a case of just trying it out in warm-ups to see how he was feeling. Harris goes 1 for 2 at the line. Uncharacteristic for him. He came in at 89% for the season, which was tops in the conference. Spate guarded by Harris, goes behind the Mulkey pick, hands to Williams. Williams slips down, lost the dribble, but gives it to Bauer. Bauer harassed, gives it to Williams. Now finds an open Spate. He drives in, floater over Harper, off the glass and good. Good control there by Spate to jump stop short of Harper. The 8-point lead matches SNU's biggest of the afternoon. Brown over Bauer, and he gets the floater to go. Strong move there by Eric Brown, a senior from Greenville, Mississippi. Had 7 points and 10 rebounds against Oklahoma Baptist on Thursday night. A little bit of zone action here for the Tigers. Williams trapped on the baseline by Jones. Now gets it up to Bauer. It's 5 on the shot clock. Spate penetrates. Kicks to Dunn in the corner. He'll put it up for 3. And he got another one. Jonathan Dunn, 4 3-pointers in the first half. He's got 17. And SNU leads by 9, 33-24. Brown. Rise and fire over Williams for 3. Missed it. And Bauer has it. Would have been a long 2, actually. His toe was on the line. And Ouachita quickly out of the zone, Reed, as Dunn shoots him right out of that. And a moving pick called on Brady Mulkey there, trying to free up Jonathan Dunn. That's going to be his first. Read both games today, the women's and the men's. We've seen a plethora of moving screen calls.
More than usual, I will say that.
Grant Jones checking out. Lorenz Nero back in. And Ouachita stays small. Harper, the biggest guy out there right now, at 6'4". Brown holding left wing. Driving, 10 on the shot clock. Gets cut off on the baseline. Gives it to Harris. He's doubled. Brown wide open right wing for 3. It's short. Bauer another rebound. His 5th. Mike Bauer doing excellent work on the backboard here. Dunn. Step back. Long 2 on the way. It's off the mark. No good. Good box out there by Harper. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first half. 33-24. SNU leading this one at the break. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have first half stats and talk about how things went for the Crimson Storm in the first 20 minutes and get you ready for the second half of action. Our score at halftime, SNU 33 and Ouachita 24. This is SNU basketball presented by Crossover Radio Sports and the SNU Athletics Video Network. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. Halftime here in Bethany. SNU leading Ouachita Baptist 33-24. And Reed, it was a typical SNU Ouachita Baptist basketball game. Something that Ouachita seems to dictate a lot, not just against the Crimson Storm, but against everybody they play. They're just a really tough team.
Yeah, they are. It was a really fun first half to watch, competitive game, and really just good basketball all the way across the board.
Jonathan Dunn leading the way with 17 points, 4 of 5 from three-point range, and 4 rebounds for the senior as he continues to get closer to other marks. I believe he came into today needing 25 three-pointers to become the school's all-time leader in three-point makes. And he's got 4 of those here in the first half. Crimson Storm shot 42% from the field in the first half, 4 of 11 from 3, and 7 of 12 from the foul line. Crimson Storm owning the glass 18-12, including 7-1 on the offensive glass. And that turned into 11 second chance points for the Crimson Storm, 0 for the Tigers. So a big difference in the game right there. Points off turnovers even at 8. 8 turnovers for the Tigers, 5 for the Crimson Storm in the first half. SNU trailing in fast break points 3-2, but leading in points in the paint 14-10. Tigers shot 40% in the first half, 2 of 9 from three-point range, both of those coming from Allie Freeman, and 6 of 8 from the foul line. Individually for SNU as well, Micah Spate 5 points, Manny Dixon 4 points off the bench, 2 points for Tyler Williams, 2 points for Nick Davis, and 3 points for Mike Bauer. But a game-high 5 rebounds for Bauer as well. 6 points for Allie Freeman, 7 points for Kendarius Smith, and then a lot of 1 field goals or 1 free throw for the Tigers. 1 for Trey Harris, 1 for Leon Kalinich, 2 points for Eric Brown, 2 for Morris Talbert, 2 for Kyle Wright, and 3 for Grant Jones. And Reed, SNU took a little while to get going, but kind of closed the half on a strong kick there to take a 9-point lead into the break. What was different about the second half of the first half compared to the first?
Yeah, I think they locked in a little bit better defensively in the second part of the first half. But I think the biggest takeaway from the first half was SNU's ability to rebound and limit second chance opportunities. They've done a great job on the glass thus far, and we'll look to continue that in the second half.
SNU a little thin today as far as injuries go. Ashton Charles and Carlin Kinner both out. Mo Wilson is on the bench in uniform, went through pregame warmups, but has not played at all. Just 7 SNU players played in that first half. And Jonathan Dunn and Micah Spade actually got a quick breather in the first half as well. Their first break in game action in 4 games, as they've played every minute of the past 3 games. And really important for SNU to give them a break whenever possible, whether that be winning in blowout fashion or stealing a break, before a timeout or anything like that, as those guys carry a big load and are going to carry a big load down the stretch as well.
Yeah, they love to be on the court every single time they can be, but they cherish those breaks to rest up and really get back to full speed. So anytime you get a chance to sit them on the bench and have other guards go in and play well, it's a good thing for the Crimson Storm.
Looking around the conference today, first on the women's side, SNU women getting the 75-51 win over the Tigers earlier today to move to 10-4 in conference play. Out in Shawnee, it was Henderson State 98, Oklahoma Baptist 84. Haley Estes 22 points, 11 rebounds for the Reddies, 23 points for Jalen Stapleton for the Bison. In Weatherford, it was Southwestern 68, Monticello 60. Maddie Spurley with 14 points and 5 rebounds, 5 assists for the Bulldogs. Makira Tramble, 13 points, 11 rebounds for the Bulldogs. Bernicia Tidwell, 17 points for the Cotton Blossoms, leading the way there, along with 10 steals for Tidwell. Double-double. Not the typical double-double there, Reed, when you get it with steals. Although
it's rare, and that's an incredible milestone right there.
Upset in Durant this afternoon as Arkansas Tech took down Southeastern 70-62. Cavanche Stackhouse, 21 points, 10 rebounds. Katie Webb finished with 20 points for Southeastern, who have lost 3 consecutive games now. And that creates, along with Harding's 64-55 win over East Central, 19 points for Carissa Caples. That creates a 4-way tie atop the women's side between Arkansas Tech, Southeastern, and Harding. And if the tournament started today, Reed, SNU would be in that 1 seed, courtesy of having beaten all 3 of those teams here at the Sawyer Center already.
Yeah, that's why it's nice to really play well at home. As you said, they beat those top 3 teams tied for first place. So you never want to take any game lightly, and they've done a nice job against the top-tier teams in the conference. And now it's about consistency and continuing to not only beat the top teams, but even the lower teams as well.
And we'll see all 3 of those teams in the next 3 weeks as SNU on the road for 5 of their next 6 games. Other games in the conference, it was Southern Arkansas coming out on top of Northwestern 68-63. As Aaron Brinkley 12 points off the bench and Kylie Warren 15 points for the Mule Riders, 28 points and 11 rebounds for Bailey Brown in the losing effort. On the men's side, nearing the end of the first half, it is the Rangers over the Mule Riders, 37-34, 124 to go before halftime. Jaden Whitfield, 14 points for the Rangers, 13 points for Devontae Brooks for the Mule Riders. Halftime, Monticello 48, Southwestern 39, 12 points for Marcus Gilbert at the break, 16 points for Damian Thornton, who continues to just have a tremendous season over there in Weatherford. The Bulldogs, the lone home game for SNU in the next 3 weeks. They come to town February 15th here at the Sawyer Center. Second half action in Durant. It's Southeastern 50, Arkansas Tech 40. Tori Everett 15 points for the Savage Storm, 13 points for RJ Glasper for the Wonder Boys. Over in Ada, East Central 43, Harding 39, 17 points for Romeo Harvey for the Bison, 17 for Cameron Talley, including 5 made 3-pointers. Matt Garriga continues his hot play of late, 16 points off the bench in the first half. And in Shawnee, it's the Bison of Oklahoma Baptist looking to bounce back from Thursday's loss to Ouachita. They're up 37-32 at the break over Henderson State. 14 points for Harrison Stoddard, 11 for Jaquan Sims. The Bison knocked down 8 3-pointers in that first half, despite shooting just 36.8% from the field. Chris Parker leading the way for the Reddies with 9 points. And just a refresher on the standings coming in today, SNU and Henderson State, a game back of Southeastern at 9-4 each. Southeastern up at the top at 10-3. East Central a game behind the Reddies and Crimson Storm at 8-5. And a very competitive side here with Southwestern Ouachita just a game back of that 8th spot as well at 5-8 in conference play. 1 game behind Monticello, who sits in that 8th spot at 6-7. And read both sides, just tremendous depth this season in the conference. We've said it a lot this year, and I don't know if it's possible to say it enough, though.
Yeah, a tighter conference is much funner for just everyone involved, and there's sometimes it'll be a runaway team, but sometimes it's close, and it's always more entertaining when it's a close finish and every game matters. So that's just how the GAC is this year, and you can't ask for anything better than that.
Both teams back on the court getting loose before the start of the second half, and Reed, as we come down to the start of the second 20 minutes, what are you looking for from the Crimson Storm here in the first 4 or 5 minutes?
I think rebounding is going to be a big deal in the second half, just like it was in the first. Limiting second chance opportunities will be huge, and staying out of foul trouble as well. And I think that's a big keys for SNU in the second half.
Starting lineup for the Tigers back on the court, and they will have the basketball first to start the second half. Again, no such thing as a blowout in this series. Over the past 7 or 8 years, the biggest margin of victory either way has been 15 points in favor of the Crimson Storm a few years back. Still plenty of time for both teams both ways here in this one. And we are set to go here in the second half of action from the Sawyer Center. Luke McConnell, Reed Roloffs here on the call with you. Eric Brown with it for the Tigers. Comes to the top of the key. Now Harper with it. Hand off to Trey Harris. Back to Freeman. Ball flying around the perimeter here for the Tigers to start the half. Leon Kalinic back in there with those 3 fouls he gathered in the first half. 10 on the shot clock as Harris working on Dunn. Harris gets around him. Bounce pass to Kalinic. Floater on the baseline is no good. Dunn flies in to control the carom. And Spate will walk it up here for the Crimson Storm. Now Williams top of the key, working against Trey Harris. Williams no field goals so far, just 2 points after going 8 for 9 from the field on Thursday. 5 on the shot clock. Spate behind the Davis pick, shut down by Kalinic. He goes away from him, and Spate rips the cords from the left wing. Miscommunication defensively for the Tigers, and Spate took his sweet time as the shot clock was winding down to push the SNU lead to double digits for the first time today. Freeman driving kick. Harris thought about the 3. Dunn's length made him think otherwise. Harris inside. Iron unkind there. And the rebound deflected over to Micah Spate. Lob up ahead to Jonathan Dunn. Hits the diving Bauer, and he lays it too strong off the glass. Looked like he kind of got caught between a dunk and a layup there. And went too hard. Harris, good strong move through a couple SNU players, and he lays it in with the left hand for the first points of the second half for the Tigers. Reed, you're 6'5". I'm sure you've been caught in a dunk it or lay it in predicament before on the basketball court.
I have in my time.
Spate missed the 3-pointer. Davis battling with Kalinic for the rebound. It goes out of bounds. Freeman walking it up across the timeline for the Tigers. Drifting to the right wing. Kalinic stuck up top. Nearly threw it out of bounds. Freeman with the good receiver hands there to bring it in. Harris goes behind the Harper pick. Now leaves it back for him. Harper with 5 on the shot clock. Dumps it down low to Kalinic, and it's stolen by Davis. Spate in front of the SNU bench. Goes behind the double screen. Blows by Freeman. Scoop shot off the glass, and good. Micah Spate used the double screen from the 2 freshmen. And he blew right by Freeman all the way to the bucket for the layup. 38-26 our score. Spate into double figures with 10. Kalinic has the pass go through his hands, and Dunn comes away with a steal. Around Harris. High off the glass, no good. Spate inside, trying to get the rebound, and Freeman tips it to himself and controls it. Pass up ahead, Kalinic. Over Davis, missed the shot. Rebound tipped around. Harper, Williams, and Bauer fighting for it. It goes off of Harper last. Over to the Crimson Storm. Reed really can't say enough about Davis and Mike Bauer inside defensively. Still some lapses, but they've done a great job, and Bauer 5 rebounds in the first half.
Yeah, they've really held it down there, and they've done as big of a part in this game as the scorers have, so hats off to them.
As we say that, Bauer called for the illegal screen as Dunn was faking back and forth trying to set it up well. Second foul on Bauer, first on the Crimson Storm here in the second half. 16:30 to play. SNU leads by 12, 38-26. Harris off the curl, blocked by Dunn. That length ahead, and a bounce pass to Dunn, and he lays it in. Beautiful bounce pass by Spate. Dunn went down hard as he looked like he slipped under the goal. After coming down, it looks okay. After last year kind of injuring his shoulder on a dunk attempt, you just hold your breath every time either him or Spate hit the floor. Brown in the corners, chased off there by Spate. Gets inside for the 10-footer. It's long. Harper, high for the rebound. Missed the putback, and Bauer clears. Spate lobs it ahead to Nick Davis, running the floor, and a man's jam from Nick Davis. Beautiful run out by the freshman and a great look-ahead pass from Micah Spate. And SNU leads by 16, 42-26. Brown shut down there by Williams. Gets it back out to Harris. In back of a Harper pick. Freeman will hoist up a three-pointer from the corner. He missed it. And Davis inside of Kalinic for the rebound. SNU with a 9-2 run to start the second half. They lead by 16. Spate moves in front of the SNU bench. Gives in the corner to Williams. He'll fire up a three-pointer and splash it down. Tyler Williams, first field goal of the game. He's got 5, and the lead is 19 as SNU continues to pour it on here in the second half. Now 5 of 8 to start the period. Harris, step back three-pointer behind the Harper pick is good, and a big response there for the Tigers, as this one was bordering on getting out of control. Done between the circles, guarded by Harris. Now hits Williams off the curl. Pass was a little wide. Williams gets it back from Spate. Steps into another three-pointer. It's short. Harris grabs the rebound. Corner, Harper. Tried to dump it to Kalinic. Davis bats the pass out of bounds, and that'll take us to our first stoppage. 13:53 to play. SNU has opened up a 16-point lead over the Tigers, and it's 45-29. Southern Nazarene with the lead. We'll be right back after this here on Crossover Radio Sports and the SNU Video Network. $13:53 to play in the Sawyer Center. SNU leading Ouachita 45-29. Luke McConnell here alongside Reed Roloffs. And Reed, obviously Ouachita, a very tough team, but these two teams very familiar with one another as well, courtesy of SNU has played Ouachita in the first round of the tournament each of the past 3 years. So they've played each other 9 times in the past 3 years.
Yeah, they know each other very well, and like you said, I think SNU's done a great job of bouncing back against teams they've played already once in the year. So they know what they're going to look like, and they've done a great job of adjusting.
Brown picks up his dribble on the left wing. Manny Dixon and Brady Mulkey into the game now. Kendarius Smith, offensive foul as Brady Mulkey stepped over and took the charge. Dennis Nutt asking if Mulkey was in the restricted area. Didn't really get an answer from any of the officials there. Looked like Mulkey might have had his feet there, but that is just guessing after the fact. Either way, excellent work by Mulkey. Spate rises and fires. Over Kendarius Smith as he rips the cords from 3. And the lead now 19 for the Crimson Storm. Freeman dumps it to Smith. Pass was wide. He recovers in the corner. Driving baseline on Mike Bauer, who shuts that drive down. He sends it back up top to Brown, who calls for the screen from Smith, going left. Spins, Bauer poked it away, and Manny Dixon comes up with it. Excellent defense there by Mike Bauer. Spade on the right wing. He'll rise over Allie Freeman. Missed that three short. Oh, Jonathan Dunn with the big follow slam. A huge rack attack from Jonathan Dunn. And the lead up to 21. Freeman leaves it for Smith, and he lost the dribble. 3-on-1 break. Dunn, Euro steps around Harris and lays it in. Timeout, Ouachita. And SNU pouring it on here in the second half. 52-29, Crimson Storm leading this one. We'll take another break and be back after this here on the SNU Video and Radio Networks. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. SNU has opened up a 23-point lead on Ouachita Baptist, courtesy of a couple highlight reel plays for the Crimson Storm. A massive follow dunk by Jonathan Dunn, and Dunn came into the season, or even the past few weeks, not really known much for his dunking, but man, he has put together quite the highlight reel the past few weeks.
He's shown us that not only is he a shooter, he can do it all really, and his arsenal is much higher than a lot of players he'll play against.
And an offensive foul is going to be called on Kendarius Smith for the moving pick down low. Mass substitution here for the Tigers. Lorenz Nero back in along with Jacob Street and Morris Talbert. Slate works it across the timeline against Nero. Run the weave in the corner, and Spate coming behind the Mulkey pick here to the right wing. Dixon driving in and left the layup just short. Good aggressive drive by Dixon, but just didn't quite have enough on it. Smith jumps into Mulkey, missed the shot very long. Spate in amongst everyone to get that rebound. And then a foul is going to be called on Nero, trying to tie up Micah Spate. And that'll take us to our official media timeout here with 11:37 to go at the Sawyer Center. SNU still leads 52-29. We'll be back right after this here on Crossover Radio Sports and the SNU Video Network. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. Luke McConnell here alongside Reed Roloffs and our faithful crew of Dylan Bauer, Jason Gully as well with you. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday afternoon. SNU leading 52-29. And Reed, SNU 19 points here in the second half, 8 of 14 from the field and 3 of 6 from three-point range. But importantly, holding the Tigers just 2 of 10 from the field here in the second half.
Yeah, they haven't got any looks that they've wanted here in the second half, and you can credit SNU to that. And they've done a great job of applying pressure and really making things hard.
Spate works it up against Nero. The double came, but lobbed it ahead to Dixon. Speaking of Micah Spate, he came into today needing just 12 assists for the career assist record in Great American Conference history. He's at 7 today. 7 on the shot clock now. Dixon in the corner. Pulls up for 3 from there. Missed it a little bit long. Bauer fought for the rebound, but Smith coming the other way with it. Leaves it to the trailing Street. Kicks it out to Talbert. Talbert into the lane, working through. Finishes through contact, and the foul coming up on Mike Bauer. That's going to be the third on Bauer. Second field goal of the game for Morris Talbert, who had 23 points and 4 rebounds against SNU in Arkadelphia. That was a season high and a career high for his time at Ouachita. Did it on 8 of 10 field goals. He's 2 for 2 today, but has not had many good looks at the basket. Free throw is good for Talbert. Another 80% plus free throw shooter. Full court press extended by the Tigers here. The lead is 20, 52-32. Dixon steps through to get it to Williams. Now in the corner, Dunn. And he'll send it back around to Spade up top. It's like a 1-2-2 zone here for the Tigers. Dunn will shoot right over the top of it. Missed it short. And Talbert coming the other way with the high dribble. Goes into Spate. Ripped out of his hands by Williams. It'll go out of bounds with 24 on the shot clock. .10:27 to play. Reed, obviously SNU in good position here, but plenty of time left as well, knowing how gritty the Tigers can be. Right with it on the block. Spins around Mulkey. Shut off nicely there. And a foul is going to be called on Brady Mulkey. Not really sure what Mulkey did there. That's his second. Third team foul in the Crimson Storm, so a fresh 20 on the clock for the Tigers. Inbounds comes to right, and he'll hand to Talbert on the right wing. Spinning on Dunn. Ripped away by Dixon, and Spate has it. 4-on-3 break for the Storm. Dixon steps right through Street all the way to the basket, and he missed it again. The finger roll rolled right off the rim. Nero has it ripped away from behind it, and a foul is going to be called on Dixon from behind. It's going to be Dixon's third. Dixon's been aggressive going to the basket, just has not been able to get a couple layups to fall here in the second half. And now a foul going on Jonathan Dunn, holding on to Morris Talbert. And they have a little conversation about it in the lane. Talbert sends it up top to Street. That's the first foul on Dunn. 15th foul on the Storm. Now Smith down low. Across the lane. Sends it out top. Nero, top of the key. 3 is good. So six quick points out of the last time out for the Tigers. The SNU lead down to 17, 52-35. Swinging around the perimeter. Dunn enters to the foul line to Dixon. Now baseline Mulkey. Right hand hook shot is good. Timeout called by Adam Bohonch to settle things down a little bit with 9:15 to play. 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. And Reed, SNU's had plenty of good looks over the last 3 minutes or so, but just unable to get a few of those to fall. And Ouachita probably fortunate the lead's only 19 still.
Yeah, I'm not sure the zone is the best move for Ouachita. Too many shooters for SNU, and even there, great ball movement to get a great look inside for Mulkey. But It's going to be tough. They're trying to full court press and cause some turnovers, but SNU is handling it well, so might be a long half for them.
Pretty impressive for SNU to be able to do what they're doing. Obviously, probably the best two individual players on the court, and maybe more than that if you went down the rosters. But still pretty impressive that SNU's been able to handle the Tigers pretty well today, especially here in the second half with playing just 7 thus far. Nero spinning on Spate, and he gets it to crawl over the front of the iron. Nero 2 straight buckets. Williams splits everybody, kicks to Mulkey in the corner, and he'll send it back up top. SNU swinging it around the perimeter, enters it to Dixon. He is bumped by Wright from behind, missed the shot, but he'll go to the line for 2 free throws. Going to be the 4th foul on Kyle Wright. And Manny Dixon to the line for 2 free throws. He's an 85% free throw shooter this season. Not a ton of attempts, but he has been very efficient here at the stripe. Knocks down the first. And Nick Davis will check back in for Brady Mulkey with 8:36 to play. Dixon, the transfer from St. Peter's University, averaged 5.8 points per game and 2.5 rebounds there as a freshman. He's averaging 6.9 points and 3.4 rebounds per game. The shot. And the foul is going to be called on Jonathan Dunn. They're going to discuss the free throw. They will count the free throw. 16 foul on SNU, and Dunn shakes his head on that call. And he and Talbert now have had a couple of little run-ins the last few possessions. Something to watch as this game progresses. Nero in the corner, trying to get by Spate. Bounces to Talbert. Leaves it back for Nero on the left wing. Nero finds Talbert underneath. Left-hand shot is wide. He was anticipating contact from Davis, but it never came. Davis clears, and up ahead is Dunn. Dunn fakes and fires a 3. It's long. Thought it was pure. Nero quickly up ahead. Street, right wing. He'll penetrate. Leave it for Wright. Free throw line jumper is good. Kyle Wright found himself wide open, and he knocked that one home. 17-point lead for SNU, 7:45 to play. Tigers still in the zone here. Looks more 2-3-ish now. Spate trapped in the corner, splits the double team, kick in the corner. Williams, he'll fire up a 3-pointer from there and rip the nylon. Tyler Williams with his second 3-pointer of the night. He's got 8 and the lead back to 20. And Dunn shoots the passing lane, and that's a steal. Up ahead, and he'll go in. Left the layup short. Williams has the rebound. Dunn thought he was going to get contact from Talbert. Spate steps into a 3-pointer. Missed it. There was a ton of contact there. Bohach screaming for a call. Smith will pull up for 3 on the other end and knock it down. Oh, nope, just called that one a 2. Thought for sure that was a 3 there. Bohach furious there wasn't a foul on Spate. Spate did not have space to land, was hip checked as he came down. Dixon from the foul line. No shot is the call. But a foul on Ouachita when we come back after this timeout. 6:34 to play. SNU leading 59-41, trying to put the finishing touches on a 2-game homestand when we come back here on the SNU radio and video networks. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. SNU leading 59-41, 6:34 to play. It'll be SNU basketball out of the timeout. That last foul on Jacob Street, his first, 5th team foul on the Tigers. So Micah Spade inbounding on the baseline with a fresh 20 on the shot clock for the Crimson Storm. Luke McConnell alongside Reed Roloffs here with you on this last game of a 2-game homestand for the Crimson Storm. Spade gets it into Davis. He's bumped and fouled by Street. A little too aggressive on the closeout there. So we'll do it again with another fresh 20 as a second ticked off the clock. In the corner, Spate retrieves from Davis. Now in the corner, Dunn. Checked by Talbert. Up top, Nero nearly had his hand on that pass, but unable to. In the corner, Dixon. Drives. Now back out top, Williams. 4 on the shot clock. He'll drive. Ripped away from him by Xavier Hall in the game for the first time, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. Nobody had possession there. It'll be a turnover for the Crimson Storm. So Xavier Hall into the game for the first time, the freshman from Dermott, Arkansas. Just 5.7 minutes per game in 11 games played this year. Had 12 points against Oklahoma Baptist back on January 4th, but has played sparingly most of the season. Nero fires it down low to Talbert, who got position on Micah Spate, and he lays it in for 2. So lead 16 now for the Crimson Storm at 59-43. Spate across the timeline against the 6'5 Street. Street had come into today playing less than 10 minutes in 3 of the past 4 games. He's played a lot today, 13 and counting. Dunn with 5 on the shot clock. And is called for traveling. The SNU offense stalling a little bit here in the last few minutes. Scoreless over the last minute and a half, and 1 of their last 4 from the field. Ouachita starting to make a little bit happen offensively. They're 6 for their last 7 from the field after starting the half 2 of 10. Hall hands off to Smith. Wide open for 3. Off the back iron, no good. And Williams high for the rebound for SNU. Stops and hands it back to Micah Spate. 5 minutes to play. 20 on the shot clock. Spate on the left wing. Now gives it to Dunn. He'll drive in, pull up from the foul line. Off the back iron, no good. And Smith corrals the miss for the Tigers. Nero over to Hall. Lost the dribble, but Smith is there. Street fakes, drives, leaves it for Smith. Gets inside, high over Davis. Missed the shot, but he will go to the line for free throws. 3rd foul on Nick Davis. That would be the 7th team foul on the Crimson Storm as well. Smith hits the first one. 3 for 3 before this trip. And he hits them both. And it's a 14-point game, 59-45. Spate nearly lost it. And now gets it back from Bauer as Nero pesters him in the backcourt. 6-0 run for the Tigers over the last 6 minutes, or excuse me, the last 3 minutes of game action. Williams gets switched on to Nero. Now Dunn gives it back to Williams. Top of the key. He'll drive in, jump stop. Too strong with the shot. And Smith coming the other way. Leaves it for Talbert. He drives baseline. Left-hand finish is no good. Hall inside of Dunn. Missed it, but Dunn has the rebound. Up ahead, 3-on-1 break. Leaves it for Spate. He goes in, checked by Smith. And Spate missed the shot, but he'll go to the line for free throws. It's Kendarius Smith with a full body check there. And that'll take us to our final media timeout. 3:49 to play. Tigers trying to worm their way back into it, but SNU still leads by 14, 59-45. We'll be back with the conclusion after this here on the SNU Video and Radio Networks. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. SNU leading 59-45 over Ouachita Baptist. 3:49 to play in this one. Crimson Storm have led throughout this afternoon as they look to finish up a 2-game homestand with 2 wins. 11:17 to go second half. Northwestern 53, Southern Arkansas 52. Tied at 63 with 10.5 to play in Weatherford between Southwestern and Monticello. Southeastern all over Arkansas Tech today, 90-66 with 2.5 minutes to play. Kellen Manick with 25 points, leading 5 players in double figures for Southeastern. Mike Spate's first free throw is short. He's been short on his first one every single time today. Harding 66, East Central 65 with 3:50 to play. And over in Shawnee, Oklahoma Baptist 57 and Henderson State 48. Spate Pitt splits the pair, 60-45 our score. Nero directing traffic, calling for the screen from Hall. Now he drives baseline, and Spate nearly got the steal there, but Nero retrieves it. Nero will pull up in front of Spate, left it short, and Davis snatches that rebound away from his teammate Jonathan Dunn. Third rebound of the game for Davis. Dunn working on Talbert. Those two have had quite the tussle here in the second half. Dunn goes away from the Davis pick. Step back three-pointer is good. Jonathan Dunn maybe putting some of the finishing touches on this one as the SNU lead now 18-26 for Dunn today. Hall, he'll try to answer for 3. No, Mike Bauer has the miss. Dunn will bring it up for the Crimson Storm against Talbert. Dunn drives in, shut off on the baseline. He'll pivot away, missed the jumper, no good. Davis inside, has it ripped at by Nero, and a foul going to be on Lorenz Nero. I'll say it's going to be on the floor, so a 1-and-1 opportunity here for Nick Davis. Davis hits the first. Kalinic checking back in for Talbert. And Davis goes 2 for 2. Gives him 6 with 4 rebounds today. Street goes by Dunn to the basket. Too strong with the shot. Davis was there to alter it. And Spate will walk it up with 2:15 to play. SNU back up by 20, 65-45. Bauer holding right wing. Hands it off to Spate on the curl. Now to Williams. Williams gets in the paint, steps around Kalinic all the way to the basket, and he lays it in, and the foul. Aggressive drive by Tyler Williams. The foul on Kalinic, his 4th. And the Crimson Storm moments away from finishing this one off. Williams 25 on Thursday. He's got 11 today. And the lead 23 for SNU. Matches their largest lead of the afternoon at 68-45. Street, left wing three-pointer on the way, is off the back iron, no good. Rebound fought for, and Spate has it. Looking for the lob again to Dunn. Oh, he was going for another highlight reel and missed that one. Nero up ahead for Kalinic. Davis straight up, Kalinic missed it. And Williams has it. And a substitution timeout here for SNU. Manny Dixon, Quentin Coleman, Karsten Berg, and David Miller checking in here for SNU. As Williams, Spate, Dunn, and Bauer will take a seat for the Crimson Storm. Coleman, the redshirt freshman from San Antonio. Berg, a redshirt freshman from down the road in Yukon. And, of course, Miller, the local here in Bethany. Berg has it up top. Gives it to Davis, who hands back to Berg. He'll slice all the way to the basket, poked away from behind, and Nero quickly up ahead to Xavier Hall. And he'll go in and rattle in the dunk. Nearly missed it. He got it to go. I think we've got a clock issue, perhaps? Yes, clock issue. So SNU will inbound on the near sideline here. Comes into Davis, and Berg has it now. Dixon on the left wing behind the Davis pick. Coleman, left wing. He'll fire up a three-pointer from there. Back iron, no good. Davis, the big rebound. Instead of holding, Bohaj says keep running a play. Dixon. Now Miller. They move it around. Dixon inside. Steps to the basket. Missed the layup, but he'll go to the line for two. Dixon's had a couple great looks and great drives to the basket, but has been unable to finish those. That's going to be the fifth foul on Leon Kalinic. So he'll head to the bench with 1 point and 1 rebound today on 0 of 4 shooting from the field. Isaiah Harper checking in to replace him. Dixon hits the first free throw. One more coming. Dixon goes 2 for 2. And SNU leads 70-47. Smith pulls up for 3. He missed it. Miller has the rebound. And that'll do it here in Bethany. A surprising, dominating performance for the Crimson Storm, particularly in the second half, as SNU wins this one going away 70-47 to complete a 2-game sweep of the Arkadelphia two-step and finish off the revenge tour so far for the Crimson Storm as they take down those Henderson and Ouachita after losing on the road to those two teams earlier this year. And Reed, a great performance here by the Crimson Storm against a very tough, feisty Ouachita Baptist team.
Yeah, they really did a great job defensively, limiting them to 36% shooting through the game, and really controlled the glass, out rebounding Ouachita by 11 and only allowing 3 offensive rebounds, and I think that was the big difference in the game.
SNU shot just 41.8% from the field. They went 9 of 24 from three-point range and 15 of 21 from the foul line, but held Ouachita to 36.2% for the game, 4 of 17 from three-point range, and 9 of 11 from the foul line were the Tigers. Like Reed mentioned, 38-27 SNU on the boards, and 11 offensive rebounds turned into 17 second chance points for SNU today, Reed. And it's been something that we've seen throughout the past few years with head coach Adam Bohach, but whenever something goes less than ideal or wrong for SNU, they all pretty much always bounce back and correct that mistake every single time.
And that's a sign of great coaching. Not only is it great coaching, but the players are coachable and they're willing to learn and want to get better. And it's just a testament to who this team is and how they're taught and how they play the game of basketball.
So SNU finishes up this 2-game homestand with a pair of wins. Again, they're on the road for 5 of the next 6. Next week, they'll travel to Alva on Thursday and Durant on Saturday before taking on Oklahoma Baptist the following Thursday, the day before Valentine's Day. And then here in 2 weeks against Southwestern before they head out for the last time to Arkansas to take on Harding and Arkansas Tech. And then we wrap up the season here at home against Southern Arkansas and Arkansas Monticello. So SNU has done their duty here on the home court, Reed. They've won 10 straight here at the Sawyer Center, and that's just so important when it comes to this conference where you really have to protect home court in order to be up at the top of the conference.
Especially in conference play when all games are usually so close, you need to really win at home and take care of business here as well as on the road, but securing home court is definitely important.
26 points for Jonathan Dunn today. He knocked down 5 3-pointers, also had 8 rebounds and 3 steals to lead the Crimson Storm. Micah Spate with 14 points, 8 assists, leaving him 4 assists away from the Great American Conference record for a career. Also had 5 rebounds and 2 steals. Tyler Williams with 11 points, 7 rebounds. Nick Davis, 6 points, 5 rebounds. Mike Bauer, 3 points, 7 rebounds. Manny Dixon off the bench had 8 points. And Brady Mulkey with 2 points to round out the scoring for the Crimson Storm. For Ouachita, the only player in double figures was Kendarius Smith, 11.6 rebounds today. 6 points each for Trey Harris and Allie Freeman. 7 points for Morris Talbert. 5 points for Lorenz Nero. 4 points for Kyle Wright. 3 for Grant Jones. 2 each for Xavier Hall and Eric Brown. And a single point for Leon Kalinich. And Reed, as SNU heads out on the road for 5 of these next 6, what do you think is going to be the defining trait that's going to keep SNU with their heads above water, basically, as it's not going to be an easy road stretch by any means?
Yeah, they got to take it game by game. I don't think you can look ahead to really any games. But I think defensively is where their identity needs to be. They can score the ball with Spate, Dunn, and Williams. But defensively, with inexperience in the front court, as you have 2 freshmen starting now, you want to see them be consistently play defense and rebound the ball. And I think that'll be a big test for SNU and will determine how they finish the rest of the year.
Reed, great working with you as always. Fantastic stuff today. We'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll be joined by freshman Nick Davis and talk with him about today's game and the start to his SNU career. Also, we'll be joined by SNU coach Adam Bohach. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this here on the SNU Video and Radio Networks. And welcome back to the Sawyer Center, joined now by freshman center Nick Davis. And Nick, congratulations on a big win today against the Tigers.
Thank you, sir.
SNU and Ouachita always have tough tangles. What was the key for today's win today?
Coach told us that we had to show detail in our offense and run it right, and I had to make more actions for my teammates so they can get them open and set more screens.
You guys, you didn't get to play against Ouachita the first go-round. What was it like out there on the court against those guys?
They played very good. They were pretty tough. We just had to be tougher to get out the win.
You guys have played very well at home, especially this week, getting that big win against Henderson State. What's been the key this week to bouncing back from that road loss last Saturday?
We know that Henderson they're a very good team, and we know that we had to turn it around on them so we can get back up to the top. So we kept working hard in practice and getting better each day. And we got to made it happen.
What's the transition been like for you coming out of high school and moving into the college game? What's that been like over the past few months for you?
When I first started, it was kind of too fast for me, so I had to get in the gym more so I can adjust to the college setting. And then it started like getting better to me, and I started like getting comfortable with myself, and that's it.
How would you describe the level of competition that you face on a nightly basis here in the conference?
It's pretty high. It's fun. It's fun every night too. I like competing. It's pretty fun too.
What's it like being surrounded by these guys? You guys are obviously pretty close, home and away. And what's it like being a part of this team and the fun that you guys have out there?
It's a great team. I love the guys. The history of this school is pretty good. I love the team. I love the coaches. We all have fun. We work hard together, and we just have fun with it.
You guys are on the road for 5 of the next 6. What are the biggest differences you've found in playing on the road? Besides, obviously you don't get to sleep in your own bed and your routine's a little different. But what are the biggest challenges for you playing on the road?
We know there's going to be adversity. We're gonna face adversity and everything, and we just have to keep pushing and going forward.
Awesome. Nick, congratulations. 6 points, 5 rebounds for the freshman, and terrific string of games put together by Nick Davis. Nick, thank you very much. We'll go ahead and get SNU head coach Adam Bohach in here right now. Coach, congratulations on a big win today, not finishing off the homestand 2-0. You guys really kind of seized control there in those first few minutes of the second half and never really let it go.
Yeah, I thought the defense was good all day long, and then the offense was kind of spurty, but it was on a good spurt there to start the second half, and that allowed us to get a nice lead and then kind of finish it from there.
You talked about in the post game on Thursday about just getting beat on the boards a little bit, and it seems every time that you come up with a lesson for your team to learn or to do better at, they always respond the next day. You out-rebounded Ouachita by 11 and 11-3 on the offensive glass, turning those into 17 second-chance points. Your guys really took the message to heart yesterday.
I thought we did better on the O-glass, and that's always a double-edged sword. If you're getting a bunch of offensive rebounds, it means you're missing a bunch of shots, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the place where it needs to be the best, Luke, is where they're not getting any O-glass. So you're making them miss a bunch, and you're getting a bunch of defensive rebounds. And we were maybe a little better at that today. It's a little different blocking them out and blocking out that team we blocked out on Thursday. But I do think we did better today.
You did it with pretty much just 7 players today on the consistent rotation. What was that like for those guys, and how do you think everyone responded with that situation?
Yeah, I mean, we that's what we have, and so that's what we did, and I thought they did good. Sometimes if there's not foul trouble and if it all goes just right, 7 is enough, right? 5 is enough.
Yep.
And they all know they're going to play, and so there's obvious benefit to that. I didn't think we played great today. I did think we played, good defensively. They got 51 on us in the second half at their place, and they got 47 tonight. I know that's what the guys were talking about, throughout the second half.
Through your freshman bigs, Mike Bauer and Nick Davis getting their second straight start, how would you evaluate their play today?
Terrific. I think Mike Bauer, it's bad coaching, Luke. I have such confidence in him. But he doesn't feel confident, and so I'm doing a poor job of helping him feel the way about himself that I feel about him and that his teammates feel about him. But I think he's figuring that out a little bit. He's certainly trying to play the right way, and I think he's been as tough as and played as tough as anybody this week. And Nick is still fouling way too much, and some of that is just it's still moving a little quick. And some of that is it's time for it not to move too quick. We don't foul, and so he can do better on that, and I think he will moving forward.
We've talked a little bit about Nick the past few weeks in particular, but as Mike has come on, what intangibles does Mike bring to the table as an individual?
Well, Mike Bowers played a lot of basketball. He likes basketball. He understands how we want to play. He enjoys playing. He just needs to play with more confidence. He needs to be more assertive. He needs to be more aggressive, whatever word that would cue it for him there. But he brings a lot to the table. He can move his feet and stay in front of the ball. He anticipates actions and understands actions really well. And I think he has a great feel offensively for how to help Micah and how to help Jonathan, and make the game easier for them.
You guys are on the road for 5 of the next 6. A tough stretch in a very tough conference, obviously. What's the message going on the road, and how do you handle such a long stretch like that?
Yeah, I didn't even know it was that. I mean, we go to Alva on Thursday, and that's the deal. They all count the same, and that's what, a lot of folks don't understand. Everybody can say that, but they all count the same, and that means you prepare for them all the same. You practice for all of them the same, and that's what we got to do to get ready for Thursday.
Coach, congratulations on a big win. We'll be back here at the Sawyer Center 2 weeks from today as SNU takes on Southwestern. Again, we'll be on the road with the team Thursday night in Alva as SNU takes on Northwestern. 5:30 tip time for the women. The men will follow right after. Pregame on Crossover Radio Sports begins at 5:15 with me on the call. We'll see you there in Alva, and for all of us here at Crossover Radio Sports and SNU Athletics, good afternoon from the Sawyer Center.